A year ago, if you had asked me if having a YouTube channel is worth it, I don't know what I would have said. I had been putting hours, days, weeks into videos that barely anyone watched, all while trying to balance both school, sports, as well as life in general. But then one video changed everything and reminded me why consistency matters more than talent itself. There's a quote by Ray Lewis that says, "The hardest thing to do is work hard when no one's watching." I think this applies to YouTube, especially for small creators, because no one sees the hours we put behind the scenes, such as filming, planning, editing, re-editing because we didn't like the clip, refilming because it wasn't perfect, designing thumbnails, or trying to figure out videos that your audience will enjoy. On the contrary, when I started off making videos, for the longest time they got no views, and for some reason it was actually easier. I wasn't thinking about numbers, analytics, or if it will perform well. I was just creating because I genuinely enjoyed filming, editing, and sharing parts of my life on YouTube. But as soon as my videos started to reach more people, which is something I had always hoped for, I noticed that creating started to feel different. I started putting more pressure on myself and thought, is this video good enough? Are people actually going to watch it? Will it perform better than my last video? And instead of creating because I wanted to create, it started to feel like I was creating because I had to create. Of course, I was still passionate about creating, but I found myself trying to cater to my audience rather than being authentic and creating for myself. This is something I imagine many other creators feel as well. You spend so much time and effort trying to make your videos do well, and when they finally get pushed out to a bigger audience, you start to feel this pressure now that people are actually watching you. But I think the biggest lesson that I've learned is that you have to think back to why you started in the first place. Because the reason people usually connect to your content is because it comes from something genuine. And once you lose that connection with yourself, that's when creating can feel less like something you love and something that you have to do, which eventually led me to burnout. I started realizing that I wasn't burnt out because I lost my passion for YouTube, but because I cared too much. I wanted every video to do better than last. Every edit and thumbnail had to be perfect. But the more pressure I felt to meet these demands, and the more I wanted to create this so-called perfect video, the harder it became to make anything at all. I'd spend more time overthinking ideas, changing titles, re-editing clips, than actually making anything at all. And I think this is because I started to confuse consistency with perfection. I thought being consistent meant to make the best video ever every single time, when in reality, being consistent is just showing up. This can apply to anything, whether it be going to the gym, getting better grades, doing well in sports, you name it. And I feel like changing that mindset has made a huge difference for me. Not every video is going to go viral. Not every video is going to be your favorite, but that's okay. Another thing I realized was that a lot of this pressure wasn't just coming from myself, but it was coming from comparing myself to other people's journeys. As they say, comparison is the thief of joy, and it is one of the fastest ways to lose motivation because you start to forget how far you've come. So for a bit of a personal example of this, not too long ago, I came across this girl's channel. One of her videos popped up, and she had around 200 subscribers at the time. I really enjoyed her video, so I clicked subscribe. And around a week later, one of her other videos popped up on my page, and it already had 10,000 views. And then I started to get into this mind space and start to obsess over her channel. Why is her channel doing so much better than mine? And what can I do to change that? And as we speak, she is now at 11,000 subscribers, I'm pretty sure. And she got there in less than a year. And I've been doing YouTube for over 5 years now, which is a little crazy to think about, but I was competing against an unrealistic version of success that I formed in my mind. I had to realize that we're on our different paths, we make completely different videos, cater to completely different audiences, and all we really saw were the highlighted parts of her page. Who knows how many other channels she might have had before this, or how many failed videos that she deleted or privated along the way. I feel like comparison starts to shift your focus away from improving and towards more how could I be better than everyone else, which is not a good mindset to have. There will always be someone with more subscribers, better editing, nicer thumbnails. But if you rely your definition of success as being ahead of everyone else, you'll never ever feel successful. The only person you really need to compare yourself to is you 6 months ago. And once I started doing that, that completely changed my perspective. If we take a look at my channel, I definitely did not grow overnight. For years, I was uploading videos and was only getting 20 views, 50 views, if I was lucky, 100 views. There were so many times that I started questioning if posting was even worth it, but then one of my videos started doing well, and then another, and now one of my videos just hit 20,000 views, which I could have never imagined just 6 months ago, let alone 5 years ago when I first started my channel. That one video alone gave me over 300 more subscribers, now pushing me past 1,000 subscriber goal, and over 1,000 watch hours, bringing me closer and closer to monetization, which is my goal. Looking at these analytics is easy to think that I just grew overnight, but what the numbers don't show are the 5 years prior. The weekends I spent filming and editing. It doesn't reflect the amount of failed videos I had that I put on private because I got so embarrassed. Those analytics were just the result of years and years built into doing YouTube. So I think the next time you're about to compare yourself to another creator, use this information as motivation. I think many people give up, whether it be in school, sports, YouTube, because we expect results to be linear, which that's just not how life works. Progress happens quietly, like when your editing slowly starts to become better, when you slowly start to gain more confidence on the camera. Your storytelling starts to get better, your titles become better. Every single upload teaches you something new. And one day, all of those improvements seem to come together at once, and to someone else, that might seem like you just blew up overnight. You know all of the effort you put in to get there. James Clear explains in his book, Atomic Habits, if you get 1% better every single day, you'll be 37 times better by the end of the year. So even if what you're doing feels insignificant or unnoticeable, it is truly making a difference. So there's one way that has helped me become more consistent, and that is changing the way I view consistency itself. Instead of telling myself I need to upload every single week no matter what, I started training myself to come back no matter what. If I missed a week of filming, I didn't quit. If a video I really wanted to perform well didn't perform well, I didn't delete my entire channel. And if I got busy with school or sports, I reminded myself that taking longer to do something doesn't mean giving up. Another thing that helped me so much is writing every single video idea I have down right away. I have this little YouTube journal that I keep with me. So whenever I have an idea, I write it down right away. So whenever I'm not feeling as motivated or inspired, I could just go through all of my ideas when I did feel motivated, inspired, and film based on that. If you've made it this far into the video, whether you're trying to grow your YouTube channel, get better grades, do better in the gym, I have one message for you to take away. Success isn't about being the most talented person in the room. It's about being willing to keep showing up long after that excitement has worn off. I used to think about consistency as never missing an upload, never making mistakes, and having everything figured out. But after 5 years of having a YouTube channel, I know that's not true anymore. It's about coming back after a failed video or posting the video even though you're nervous what people might think of you. And keep creating even if it seems no one will notice, because someday, someone will. If I had quit 5 years ago when my videos were only getting 40 views, this video wouldn't even exist. None of it would have happened if I didn't give myself the chance. So if you're feeling discouraged, let this be your reminder to not give up even though the results aren't visible yet. Keep improving, learning, and creating, because your next opportunity might not come from being the most talented person, but for being the person that simply didn't quit. Thank you so much for watching this video. If it had helped you in any way, please let me know in the comments. I love reading every single one of them. And if you're interested, my next YouTube video is going to be a complete behind the scenes of how I plan, film, edit, and upload my videos, all while balancing school, sports, work, and everything in between. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching.